My fiancé's mom demanded I pay for her $25,000 plastic surgery before the wedding, so I gave her something more painful, a canceled wedding. My name is Jake, 32M, and until recently I thought I was marrying the love of my life, Emily, 29F. Our wedding was just a few months away, and everything seemed perfect, until her mother, Linda, decided she deserved a starring role in our wedding preparations. Now, I had always known that Linda was a Karen in every sense of the word. Entitled, manipulative, and obsessed with appearances. She wasn't just high maintenance, she was a walking ego trip in designer heels. From the moment Emily and I got engaged, Linda had opinions about everything. The venue, the guest list, the flower arrangements. Hell, she even suggested that I should wear a tux that matched her dress so we'd look coordinated in the family photos. At first, I brushed it off. It was just typical Mael behavior, right? Wrong. One evening, Emily and I were reviewing the final wedding budget when Linda invited herself over. She strutted into our living room, holding a glossy folder like a business proposal, and sat down as if she owned the place. "I have something important to discuss," she said, flashing her signature fake smile. Emily and I exchanged a glance. Linda only called things important when they benefited her. She placed the folder on the table and slid it toward me. "This is a necessary wedding expense and I expect you to take care of it." Curious but already skeptical, I opened it. My stomach dropped. Inside were brochures for a luxury plastic surgeon, a detailed price breakdown, and a $25,000 invoice made out in my name. I let out a short, disbelieving laugh. "Linda, what the hell is this?" She tilted her head, genuinely offended. "It's my pre-wedding touch-up, a little facelift, some lip fillers, and maybe a tummy tuck. I can't be looking tired and saggy in those wedding photos. People will assume I'm your mother instead of Emily's." I blinked. Was this woman actually serious? "Wait," Emily said hesitantly. "Mom, this isn't in the wedding budget." Linda waved her off like she was an annoying fly. "Jake can afford it. He's already spending tens of thousands on the wedding. What's another $25K? I closed the folder, pushing it back toward her. "Linda, this is insane. I'm not paying for your plastic surgery." Her smile instantly vanished. "Excuse me?" I stood my ground. "I'm marrying Emily, not bankrolling your midlife crisis." Linda's eyes darkened and she scoffed. "Oh, so now you're cheap? After all I've done for Emily?" I looked at Emily, expecting her to shut this down, but she stayed silent, fidgeting with her hands, avoiding my gaze. That's when the warning bells started blaring in my head. Linda wasn't the problem. The problem was that Emily wasn't stopping her. And I had a gut feeling that this was only the beginning. Linda's face twisted in disgust as she realized I wasn't immediately folding to her demands. "You don't understand, Jake," she said, her voice dripping with condescension. "This isn't just for me. It's for Emily. How would it look if her own mother appeared outdated, like some washed-up hag standing next to her radiant, youthful daughter? People would talk." I leaned back in my chair, arms crossed. People would talk if they found out my future Mile tried extorting me for plastic surgery. Her nostrils flared. "It's not extortion, it's an investment in our family's image." That was it. That was my breaking point. "Linda, let me make this clear. I am not paying for your surgery, period." The room went dead silent. Then Linda's lips curled into a smug smirk and she turned to Emily. "Sweetie, tell him how important this is. Tell him this is part of the wedding expenses." I looked at Emily, waiting for her to back me up. Instead, she hesitated, then sighed. "Babe, I mean, it's not that crazy." My stomach dropped. "Not that crazy?" I repeated. Emily gave me that guilty look, the one people wear when they know they're wrong but don't want to admit it. "Look, I know it's a lot, but it's just money. You make good money, and this would really mean a lot to my mom." Linda, emboldened by Emily's weak defense, pounced. "Exactly. See? Even Emily agrees. It's just a small sacrifice, Jake. For family. For family." The phrase sent a chill down my spine, because suddenly I saw the future crystal clear. This wouldn't stop here. Today, it was plastic surgery. Tomorrow, it would be paying off Linda's credit card debt. Next year, it would be funding a family vacation that I had no say in. And Emily, she would always be stuck in her mother's shadow, justifying her entitlement, expecting me to keep giving. And I would never be free. I took a deep breath and turned to Emily. "Let me ask you something. If my dad suddenly demanded you pay for his hair transplant as a wedding expense, would you do it?" Emily frowned. That's different. How? She floundered for an answer before Linda cut in sharply. Because your father is irrelevant, that's why. I let out a humorless laugh. Wow, you just said the quiet part out loud, huh? Linda's face flushed with anger. Jake, stop being ridiculous. It's just money. If you don't want to put family first, then maybe you shouldn't be marrying into ours. And that was when I realized the truth. She was absolutely right. I shouldn't be marrying into her family. I stood up. You know what, Linda? You're right. I don't think I should be marrying into this family. Emily's head snapped up. Wait, what? I turned to her, feeling my pulse pounding in my ears. Emily, I love you, but if you think it's okay for your mom to shake me down for thousands of dollars just because I make good money, then we have a serious problem. Emily's expression turned desperate. Jake, don't do this. It's not a big deal. We can talk about this. No, Emily, we should have talked about this the moment your mom made this insane demand, but instead, you just went along with it. I exhaled slowly. I can't marry into this. I won't. Linda let out a dramatic gasp. You ungrateful little... I held up a hand, cutting her off. Save it. You're not my problem anymore. I pulled the engagement ring off my finger and set it down on the table between us. The weight of it felt like a final nail in a coffin. Emily's face crumbled. Jake, please. But I was already grabbing my keys. As I walked to the door, Linda scoffed loudly. You'll regret this, Jake. No woman will ever put up with you after this. You just threw away the best thing that ever happened to you. I turned, gave her a calm, satisfied smile and said, No, Linda. I just dodged a lifetime of being your personal ATM. Enjoy your sagging wrinkles. And with that, I walked out the door, leaving behind Emily, Linda, and the $25,000 plastic surgery bill she could shove where the sun didn't shine. I barely made it halfway to my car before I heard the door slam open behind me. Jake, you're seriously doing this? Emily's voice cracked with panic as she hurried after me. You're going to throw everything away over this? I turned around, my jaw tight. No, Emily, your mom threw everything away when she demanded I pay for her surgery like it was a wedding necessity, and you threw it away by agreeing with her. She grabbed my arm, her nails digging in. Okay, fine, maybe my mom was out of line, but she's family. She just wants to look good for our big day. Our big day? I repeated. Emily, she just tried to shake me down for 25 grand, like it was nothing, and instead of backing me up, you let her. Emily's eyes welled with tears, but I wasn't falling for it, not this time. Then, before she could say another word, I heard rapid, angry footsteps behind her. Linda stormed toward us, her phone in hand, recording everything. Oh, you better believe people are going to hear about this, she snarled. You think you can just walk away and make me look like the bad guy? Let's see how your friends and coworkers feel when they find out what a selfish, heartless bastard you are. I laughed. Actually laughed. Go ahead, Linda. Post the video. Tell the world how you demanded plastic surgery as a wedding expense and threw a tantrum when I said no. Please, make my life easier by exposing yourself. Her phone wavered slightly, but her glare sharpened. Oh, you think you're so smart, huh? You think you can just walk away from Emily and humiliate us like this? And that's when her lips curled into a cruel smirk. Well, too bad, Jake, 'cause we already sent out the wedding invites, and the venue deposit? It's in your name. My stomach dropped. What? I said slowly. Emily shifted nervously, biting her lip. We put the deposit under your name, you know, because your credit's better, and... I held up a hand. Let me get this straight. You booked a venue in my name for a wedding that I just canceled. Linda beamed victorious. That's right. And guess what, genius? If you try to back out, you lose the deposit. It took everything in me not to lose it right then and there. I took a deep breath. How much? Emily mumbled something. What? I demanded. Linda's smirk widened. $50,000, non-refundable. My jaw clenched so hard it hurt. Emily reached for my hand, her voice softening. Jake, babe, we can still fix this. Just go through with it. We'll have a beautiful wedding, and after that, everything will be fine. You won't even have to worry about my mom's surgery. Oh, I'm not worried about that at all, I cut her off, an idea forming in my head. Linda folded her arms. So? What's it gonna be? Eat the 50 grand and look like a fool, or suck it up and marry my daughter? For the first time since this nightmare started, I smiled. Because Linda just made a huge mistake. I knew exactly how to turn this around. I stared at Linda, her smug expression practically dripping with victory. $50,000. Non-refundable. In my name. My mind raced. How the hell did they pull this off? I never signed anything. I never even agreed to the damn venue. Emily must have seen the confusion on my face because she let out a nervous laugh. Look, babe, it's not a big deal. I used your credit card for the deposit. That's all. My blood turned ice cold. Linda smirked. Oh, what's the problem? You were going to pay for the wedding anyway. I looked straight at Emily. You used my card without telling me? Emily sighed like I was the one being unreasonable. It was just to hold the venue. I was going to tell you, but I knew you'd overreact like this. It's our wedding, Jake. I thought you'd be happy. Linda let out a mocking laugh. Honestly, Jake, you should be grateful. Do you know how hard it was to book this place? And now you want to throw it all away? Oh, I wasn't throwing anything away. I was about to throw them into a financial nightmare. I took a deep breath, forcing myself to stay calm. Okay, I said slowly. Just to clarify, the venue deposit is in my name? Linda crossed her arms. That's right. And you used my credit card to pay for it? Emily rolled her eyes. Yes, but... I held up a hand, cutting her off. One more question. Who signed the contract? Linda's smirk flickered. Emily swallowed hard. I did. Bingo. I let out a slow, deliberate smile. So let me get this straight. You used my credit card to book a venue under my name, but you signed the contract? Emily nodded hesitantly, realizing too late that she had just walked into a trap. I pulled out my phone and opened my banking app. Well, in that case, this should be fun. I scrolled to the fraud report section and clicked dispute on the transaction. Emily's face drained of color. Wait, what are you doing? I looked up, grinning. Canceling the charge. Since I never authorized this payment, it's fraud. And since I never signed the contract, I'm not liable for the deposit. Linda's smugness vanished instantly. You can't do that. I shrugged. I just did. Emily lunged for my phone, but I stepped back. Jake, no, you can't just cancel it. The venue won't give the money back. I smiled wider. That's not my problem. That's yours. Linda's face turned an impressive shade of red. Do you know how embarrassing this will be? We'll lose the venue. People already got invites. Oh, I know. I gave them both a slow, satisfied look. Which is why this is the perfect time to let everyone know. The wedding is off. Emily let out a choked gasp. You wouldn't. I pulled up our wedding website on my phone, clicked Update Event, and started typing. This wedding has been canceled due to financial fraud committed by the bride and her mother. Apologies for any inconvenience. Then I hit Publish. Emily let out a strangled scream. Jake, are you insane? Linda lunged for my phone, but I sidestepped easily. You absolute bastard. Do you know what you've just done? People will think we're scammers. I stared at her, deadpan. You are scammers. Linda let out an ear-piercing shriek. You can't do this. I turned on my heel and walked straight to my car, feeling lighter than I had in months. Behind me, Emily sobbed hysterically, and Linda continued screaming, but I didn't care. They had tried to trap me with manipulation and money, but instead they had played themselves. Because now, Emily was stuck explaining to everyone why the wedding was suddenly off. Linda's dream venue was about to call demanding the rest of the $50,000 payment. And the best part? The fraud charge would be investigated, meaning there was a good chance Emily's little stunt would end up hurting her credit score, maybe even blacklisting her from future bookings. Good luck explaining that one, sweetheart.